Hello, and welcome to a video I'm calling Jingles Behind the Scenes Patch 8.7. Now, a couple of days ago, just before he went on holiday, Jingles put up a video on Patch 8.7 where he showed many things, some of which he had to shoot in the training room, which he did with me there. And as I did for the Sacred Valley map on patch 8.6, I'm going to show you the footage from my point of view. Now this is the footage just before the race. What it is we started the game, Jingles came over to my cap circle, and what we're doing at the moment is we're going over the uh, the route that we're going to take for the race. Now, at this point, it doesn't matter who's in the lead because, as I said, though my tank has better acceleration than his, he has a better top speed than me. But we're not racing at the moment. What we're doing is we're defining the route so there'll be no cock-ups part way through. We're going over the route that he wants us to take first, and then once that's done, the race will begin. Now, in his video, obviously this race was done to the Benny Hill theme tune, and most of you should have seen that and will know the result. Just in case you haven't, I'm not going to spoil it. Um, but the race is nearly over, and the practice lap is nearly over, and the race is about to begin. Now, the thing to remember about these tanks is his top speed is better than mine, uh, which is incredible for an artillery, especially against a light tank like this. This is a really nippy little tank, but my acceleration is better than his. I can get to my top speed a lot quicker than he can, especially on a hill. Um, so yeah, we're at the start line now, and any second. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. And as I said, I've done this from a non-fixed camera view, so that you can see Jingles in the background. Because the fact is, as I said, I have faster acceleration than him. Even though his top speed is higher than mine, uh, I'm going to get to my top speed long before he gets to his. So I will pull away at first, but once once he's reached his top speed, he will close the gap on me. The hill here doesn't help him at all. The hill here actually stops him getting to his top speed. So I'll use this moment to put as much distance between the two of us as I can. Because the fact is, once he's on the flat, he will start to catch me up. And when he goes downhill, he will have an even greater advantage over me. Because the fact is, this tank, while incredibly fast in a straight line, does have massive understeer, which means you need to slow right down to turn a corner. You cannot turn this tank at speed. Well, not in sharp enough turns to do this sort of manoeuvring. So, as you can see, he's catching me up all the time. Uh, and the fact is, it's now down to a question of, does he have enough of the track that we've set up left to catch me up in? And don't forget, this is an artillery he's using to catch me, to race me. This should not be possible. It shouldn't be possible. I'm sprinting around in what is basically my fastest tank, and he's catching me. I'd gotten away from him. He had disappeared in the distance behind me, and yet he's catching me. And now he's almost on me. We get to the finish line, and boom, I've won but not by much. And Jingles, being the good winner the good loser that he always is, decides that he's going to finish me. He tracks me, and then he destroys me. Once I'm tracked, I've got no way of turning this. This tank doesn't have a turret. You can't just turn it round. So once he's tracked me, there's nothing I can do, and he decides to destroy me. Great loser there. Okay, so what we have here is the footage that that came next, which was us driving around the new map. Neither of us has seen this before. If you remember Jingles' review of Sacred Valley and patch 8.6, what we did was we got together, went in a training room against each other, and had a drive around it, and it took about 15 minutes of driving around, and we basically, what we originally did was had a nice chat over Skype and recorded the entire conversation with the idea that that's the soundtrack we'd put over the video. Problem with that was that for some reason, when Skype was recorded, it decided that my voice needed to be at about 1,000 decibels and that Jingles needed to be a whisper. So Jingles had three choices, basically. He could leave the soundtrack as it is, being able to hear me very loudly, not being able to hear him. He could change the volume on it, which would give him two options. He could have it so that he turned the volume up so you could hear him, and my voice would then be so loud that it would blow your speakers out. Or he could quieten my voice so that you could hear me at a normal volume, but then you wouldn't be able to hear him at all. So his third option, which was the one that he went for, was to just scrap the sound that went with it and just re-record an audio over it. And it's a shame because we had a really good conversation. It's just that Skype completely messed it up for us. So when it came to doing this one, we didn't bother with any of that. We knew the perils of trying to do it. It was a lot of hassle and it didn't work. So instead, what we did was we drove around having a little chat, but we didn't do it with the idea that we'd be recording the chat, and we didn't. So anyway, what's coming up here is my proper derp moment. I come to the edge of the cliff with Jingles. He started firing at things, so I thought it'd be rude not to. This is the test server, so it isn't going to cost me anything to replenish my rounds. But when I come out of this, I've edged myself too far forward, and I'm about to fall off the cliff. Here we go, any second now. There we go. Swinging my tank round, falling off the cliff, and I've tracked myself. And bless him, Jingles, rather than allowing me to have to find my way back up, tries reversing down the cliff after me. My one was a cock-up, his one was deliberate. But the fact is, there's a pathway back there at the top of that cliff that we want to examine. So we need to get back up there now. Bless him, he came down there, not because he necessarily wanted to, but because I'm a pillock and couldn't work out that if I move my tank like that on the very edge of a cliff, I'm going to work myself off the edge. Anyway, cock up by me, but bless him, Jingles never mentioned it and let it go. So, yeah, we start heading now back towards the southern spawning point. Jingles comes up here to have a look. I go a little way up, but I don't follow him right the way up there. No need. Been up there, don't want to risk falling off the cliff again. We've got to get down to this southern spawning point. And Jingles now spots this river that's back here. And then sees the island and thinks, hello, this could be a lovely spot for artillery. as you can see, I'm falling behind him. Um, I watch him go in, see how tall his tank is, and see how much underwater it goes. My tank is much lower profile. If I tried to get in there, I would drown my tank crew. So I think, no, not doing that, not having that. Jingles invites me over, but no, he can't get up there, and my tank crew would drown trying it. So I I'm Mr. No Bollocks. I don't go over there. I think he's proven what it's like enough. So I stay on this side of it. There is a red line there. We just can't see it. Apparently some people are able to see it, but it comes out as just a very faint pink line. So anyway, at this point, we decide to head over to the actual cap circle for the southern team. So we're not sure exactly what we're doing here. We have a derp moment and can't really decide what we're doing. I stop still waiting for him. But we make the decision, head for the cap circle. And there's the flag. Have a look around here. I mean, the one thing that has dawned on us while doing all this is the fact that there's almost no cover on the entire map. This is not a map where you want to find a defensible spot and fire. Almost everywhere on the map you can find or you can see the entire rest of the map. But there's nowhere that's defensible. Everything is open. You may find a bush to hide behind, but as soon as you fire, you're going to be spotted. This, we thought, might be an okay spot for artillery. But either way, it's a hell of a long way from the southern spawning point. Artillery's going to have a long old trek to get there. Having a look, seeing what this map holds. Just driving around. And heading up to the spawning point for the northern team now. Now, as you can see, I've lost Jingles at this point, but I'll find him again in a second. That didn't help, it has to be said, because I don't know this map very well. Obviously, this is the first time I've ever been on it. Little bumps like that I don't notice, and I missed that. Jingles, in his actual video, managed to cover for the fact that I tracked myself there by just saying, "Oh, Eddie, lost Eddie, must go and find him," or lost Frenchie. I think he just refers to me as Frenchie in this. And bless him, doesn't mention the fact that I made the major cock up. So anyway, he's driving along, and we're talking about how low some of these bridges are. And the fact is, all of these are fine, but it's this last bridge here. We reckon that it will be very difficult to get some heavy tanks, some of the bigger tanks, through this gap, especially this last one, because it's a very low bridge, and there's a good chance that some of the bigger tanks won't fit underneath there. So we're driving along. And this is the point where Jingles makes a break from me. And oh, that's right. This is how Jingles gets away from me. We were looking at this ice here, and we were wondering if it would have the same sort of slipperiness as sand does. You know how you can often skid your tank on sand? We were wondering if you could do that on this. And some of this movement sort of felt a little like you could. Jingles quickly comes to the conclusion that you can't, but me, being a bit of a moron, doesn't accept it straight away. I have to have extra goes at it. So Jingles takes a big run up. Nope, you can't do it. He's accepted it. He moves on. Me, I have to keep sliding and keep trying, just in case. Just in case. And so what I do is carry on following him, but now I've lost him. And the fact is, Jingles is now... He's explored this map, he's had enough. And he's telling me roughly where he is, but like the good sport that he is, he wants to win this. And like in the race, he's not going to let me live through this, but he hasn't told me this. So I'm just driving around looking for him. I don't know where he is. I don't know where he's gone. But he's like, head for our cap circle. So I start driving towards it. Learnt my lesson from last time. I don't want to track myself there, going down too quickly. And all of a sudden he appears on the horizon. Oh, there you are. And he's firing at me. And he's hitting me. So right, I'm not having that. But he set me on fire. I did a good deal of damage to him. But he goes for the ram kill, he gets me. Leaves him on 19%. And that was the end of that one. Okay, what we have here is the footage of Jingles in the Crusader SP. This is the new self-propelled gun that's been mounted on the chassis of a Crusader, which is great, but they, as you can see from this shot here, they mounted it backwards, which means that when the gun is going in reverse, it can do 40 kilometers per hour. But when it's going forward, it's limited to 14 kilometers per hour, which is really quite, excuse the pun, backwards. And Jingles found this hilarious, and he just wanted to show what it was like. So I turned up in my ELC AMX, and obviously that's a fairly fast little French tank, and did some driving around. When he's going in reverse like that, we go at similar sorts of speeds. But as soon as he goes forwards, I leave him in the dust. And Jingles, being Jingles, won't take that, so he has to have a shot at me. Unfortunately for him this time, I'm in a gun that reloads faster, and rather than reversing into me backwards when he might have been able to ram me, he tries forwards and does nothing. So for the first and only time in this entire thing, I managed to kill him before he kills me. Okay, and so finally what we have here is Jingles wondering if he were to land a shot on the back of a Tier 8 heavy tank with the Conqueror GC, could he one-shot kill it? So here we go. I go to the top of this hill, turn my back on him, have a quick look around for him, because unfortunately, using the cover of that those cliffs, I've managed to disappear from him. But nope, he can see me now. He's taking aim at the back of my tank. We're going to see in a second if he can destroy me in one shot. My gun's empty for the next 34 seconds now. And there it is, one shot into the back of me, one shot kill. I hope you've enjoyed these clips, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.